very nice for all the people, and of course for all you to turn up here today. It's really great, and yeah, thank you for that.
Do you set yourself targets? We're hearing Mark Robson there say you can be
Yeah,
dominant for 10 years.
Of course, I can be dominant for the next 10 years, and of course, lessons like yesterday evening, put your feet back on the ground and make sure you have to work harder for it. And I know I've got a gift, a very talented gift, but sometimes I need to use it a little bit more, and I'm aware of that. And with this new company behind me now, I think is a bright future ahead of me.
So you see this as a way of moving forward and giving you that extra edge to make sure you keep dominating?
Yeah, I think it is. 6 years ago we were close to make a deal, but then my choice was to go with XQ Max, and after them 6 years I wanted a fully professional company who is 100% dedicated only on darts, and that's why I chose Winmau. And also I like him. I like the people as well. I'm not only into products or things like that. Of course, I had a huge say in my products were on the market at the moment, but also you need to follow your heart in things, and I'm always doing that. And sometimes you make mistakes, but I don't think I made a mistake with choosing for Winmau. No chance.
As the dust settles on last night, what are your reflections?
Yeah, of course, I'm gutted about it. Of course, Peter had a phenomenal tournament, and he played really well. But I think I still can only blame myself, like for things in the fifth set. I missed 6 darts to break his throw. I had him at that moment. He was getting a bit nervous, and then when you miss against Peter, who's in that form, yeah, then you're gonna have trouble. And I was keep walking behind him, and I made it myself a little bit too difficult, but also because he put so much pressure on my shoulders. So fair play to him, and he deserved it. Simple.
We see you on stage, we don't see you afterwards. How did you spend the rest of the night, and do you sleep after finals, or does it take ages?
Yeah, of course, spending some time with the people close around me, and of course it's always hurting a defeat like that. The World Championship is the most important tournament for us, and you want to win it. And then when you don't win it, I knew how it felt, because I lost to Phil Taylor before as well, a final. Then it's it isn't really good, but what can you do? I just need to make sure I get my head back on track and make sure, because you can't look back anymore, you have to look to the future.
You don't become world number one and reel off that incredible list of titles that you have without total dedication. How do you define dedication? How do you define what you've been able to achieve?
I like what I do. That's the most important thing. If you don't like what you do, you cannot be the best in what you do. And I love winning. I love performing on the stages. Of course, I hate Pro Tours, simple as that. I don't like them. I like to perform in front of the people on television. That's important for myself, and that's why I like to. But I also want to answer Barry in on that. Of course, I will win more for tournaments than Phil Taylor. Otherwise, I won't stop. Not world championships, but I will win more tournaments. Otherwise, I won't stop, and I'm gonna play more Pro Tours.
So you'll go on and on.
I'm not far off.
Yeah, I'm going to say you'll just do it.
5, 6 years, that'll be done.
Do you keep records? Are you aware of stuff? Do you always know?
No, I don't know. People tell me most of the things. I know years ago when I was not really as good as now, I was looking up in the rankings, where am I and how far am I to qualify for this tournament, for the match play, Grand Prix, wherever. And now I know I'm automatically in every tournament, so I don't look to things that sometimes my mom or people around me tells me, that people already qualified. Mom, I know I'm already in that one.
Michael, when you're on stage and things are going incredibly well, and it just looks like you're doing it effortlessly and everything's going, at that moment, are you also talking to yourself saying, oh, hey, this is going well, this is going well, this is going well, but equally on the other side, I guess, when things aren't going well, so how do you deal with that? What is going through your mind?
Yeah, of course, when things aren't going well, you know straight away. Like last summer, I had an off period. I didn't play really well, but I didn't practice as much as I should have been. Of course, I had a holiday, a little bit too long. So I was get out of my rim, didn't play enough tournaments. So then you need to make sure you get things back on track, and that's why you need to use your mindset and listen to people close around you and put some more time in it. And that's exactly what I did last September. Invested a lot of time into myself. Of course, unlucky, I didn't reward myself last night with it, but the previous months I think have been phenomenal for myself. Won a lot of televised tournaments, and I can't really complain with a final as well.
Look, when you're on stage, you're working. Do you enjoy it as you work, or do you enjoy the winning? As you're actually doing it, are you enjoying it?
They call me the trophy man. No. No, of course, I love winning. Winning is the most important thing for myself. The trophies and the rest comes automatically after. But of course, I love people to say, I'm good and congratulations. And because it's not good when they tell you, unlucky. I had that last night loads of times, but that's part of it. I know that, but that only makes you stronger for the rest of the season.
Could you pick out some turning points that you feel have been significant in your career?
Yes. I think it started with the PDC youth system. Of course, that helped me because I was losing a lot of games. And then how do you get your confidence back and everything? I think it's with winning games. And that's how I learned how to win games again. And that was really important for myself. And I think now then also with the JDC and everything, I want to do something back for them as well. And because myself as a youth person, I didn't always had the right way. I had to do most of the things myself. And now they have the JDC youth systems and things like that. And that's, I think, really important for the future of darts. But for myself also another turning point, I think was a game against, was even before I played Steve Beaton in the match play, because I reached the quarterfinals, I think, there of last 16, I can't remember. Was also a game against Simon Willock in the World Championship. Even I lost that game, I was 3-0 behind, and I come back really strong till 3-all in sets. I still lost the last set, but that gives you still confidence. You need to take good things out of games, and it's not always about that winning point that can give you more confidence, but you need to search for the small things that can help you further.
In regard to, we heard the guys before talking about how they see where darts is going and how it's going to develop. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on how darts has changed and how you see darts going forward in the sport.
Darts go, in my opinion, darts making huge steps in the right direction. Of course, you had a few dart players, in my opinion, that changed darts. I think first was Eric Bristow, then you have Phil Taylor, and then afterwards, I don't want to be too proud of myself, but I think it was me. And I think it's not only that, also with everyone practicing more, with brands like Winmau to produce better stuff for the players to do better. I think it's the full package has to be right. Also with Barry Hearn putting more money into the sport of darts, you can create a better team around you with doctors, with things, everything to make you a better dart player, and with physio, wherever it needs to make you a better dart player. And I think that's a huge success to darts. And I think from here on, darts has still a bright future. As long as Sky keeps investing, it looks bright for us.
It's great entertainment. I'm sure television companies will continue to invest. Fallon Sherrick's performance is fantastic. Keen to know whether you think there'll be a lot more women on stage in the years to come.
I don't know. I don't know what they. You could also see there was 50 less women to the qualification. So, but yeah. Fallon did phenomenal, of course, by beating Mensa Sujovic. I think that was the key moment for herself to now show the rest of the world that women can also produce great darts. They used to throw only between 65 and 80 average, but now actually she threw a couple of phenomenal games with the low 180s. She did really well for herself. But on the other hand, I also would like to be a little bit critical. If we see more women, depends on also on the qualification criteria, because now they of course they have their own qualification, I don't know if they're going to do that next year as well, or do you have to be Q school?
Yep.
Do you first have to go to Q school before you can also only enter? It's all less to do, but that's not up to me. That's up to Barry Hunt.
You're the number one in your sport. Who are the number ones in other sports? I've always wondered who you.
Yeah.
People look up to you and say he's the top man. Who do you look at and say, wow, I like them? Not so much in darts, in all sports.
In all sports, of course, you have Roger Federer. He's been at the top of the game for decades. He won so much, and he's a gentleman, something I really like. And of course, Lionel Messi. But I don't want to compare myself with them two guys.
Well, people in darts do, because you heard there on the screen, when you turn up to coach or show an interest in the next generation of darts, that has the same impact as Messi turning up for a training session.
Yeah, it's true, but I know that, but I don't want to. It's for other people to judge. I don't like to say that about myself. Only two people close around me, just to wind them up. No, not in public. Not in public.
Are you fiercely competitive away from darts?
Excuse me?
Are you fiercely competitive away from darts?
I'm very competitive, and anything what I do, I want to win. Simple as that. That's how I am, and I hate losing. Absolutely hate it.
How do you have a mechanism for dealing with it? Because it's horrible.
It's really horrible. It hurts. Sometimes I don't always listen to Raymond, but one thing I need to, if you lose a lot, it hurts a lot. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be in that position a lot. So you need to make sure you do everything what's in your possibility to lose as less as possible. But you play so many tournaments a year. They also need to know you cannot win everything. Mm-hmm. So you need to find the right way and the best solution for yourself to have a good year or a good life and a good career.
Well, you are the top man. We're now keen to hear about the centerpiece of this sponsorship. Can you look at the screens, everybody, please? Can we start to learn a little bit more about MVG design? Simon Hall's back with us. Simon, can you give us...
Every time the people from the sound and lights are annoying, isn't it? It's never us. But.
You learn your lesson from that, though. Tell us all about it, please. Can you give us, in broad terms, what the target was, what the process was, and what you wanted to achieve?
Don't say that word in here, target.
Okay.
Well, MVG design is a really simple answer to an extremely complex problem that we faced. And within our company, the engineers don't quite realise that marketing is very different. It's a different process. And just coming up with a great product and then saying, oh, here's a great product, now we just need a marketing story. It's the wrong way round. What you have to actually start with, you have to have a great story. In today's age, you have to have the very best story. And in Michael, we have the very, very best story humanly possible in our space. And so how do we communicate that to the dart playing public, people interested in darts? So we kind of, not that we borrowed it off car manufacturers, But you have M Sport lines. So MVG design is the highest level design we've ever achieved within our company. And that's the focus. And the MVG, have you seen from Michael, his passion for the game, to work with him so far in the products we've developed, he's relentless. He is so competitive, he has to win the product argument. He has to win the design argument. He has to win the length of the flight, the shaft. He has to win the point argument. So why not engage him in this process from the start? And that's what MVG design is.
Michael, did you enjoy the input you had to give in actual designing? What about it engaged you?
It's, of course, I come back from a different brand, and now I only go to a brand who's only focused on darts, and who's probably the biggest in darts. And I like to be part of that, but like he probably says, I only can play with one set of darts, but I love to be part of all the other products who are coming for everyone on sale and who's going to be on the market. That is for myself, and I like the products being good, because I don't want something on the market that
absolutely
can be impounded. I don't want that anymore.
Yeah, you've got to win titles with these things.
Exactly.
Yeah. With the feel for the dart, how did you get your head around the feel?
I need to say honestly, for me it's going to be really tough to switch over. I need to leave the other darts at home. That's another thing. It's not that I cannot play, because I can tell you another funny story, and involves Peter White, to be fair, and Simon Whitlock. We were at the World Series event in Australia, I think it was, and they said, if we nick a dart of you, then you got say the nice words, you got a big problem. I said, why is that? He said, yeah, but you're so used to that set of dart there that you can win tournaments anymore. I said, oh well, I got a separate set of darts in my case there, and there were already a set of replicas of the Winmaus. So I had to, I put them in the case there, and I said to them, if I take them, I've got a problem, because I took them without a practice, and I threw a 9-darter. Yeah, serious, but I asked them, and they said, if I really in trouble one day, I take them, and then you'll have a real big problem. And I put them away, and then of course they couldn't stop talking about it anymore. But for me as a brand, I like to be involved. I'm a control freak. I wanna know everything. I wanna know. I tell them what square the flight has to be, and if it's not good, I tell them 100 times till they get annoyed. But till it's good, you need to try to be the best.
That's the mark of being a champion.
Yeah, perfection. Simple as that.
I mean, we've fitted many different pros over the years, and the process that we're going through with Michael is each of them throw up a different angle, and the way Michael thinks about the way his darts are and how he wants them to be is totally unique again, and it's a challenge, but we're looking forward to that challenge.
Right, let's look at the 3 darts that you developed in more detail. First off, let's look at the screens, everyone, please. Adrenaline. Simon, what's the background to Adrenaline?
Well, Michael wanted a really high-end dart to start with. I think Michael has some expensive tastes. He's earned enough money to want that, and he really conveyed to us that he wanted to have a dart with his name on that was really genuinely the best in class. So we started with looking at the Adrenaline. Lee, our production director, worked closely with Michael on this, and I think what he's encapsulated there is Michael's personality in not just the design and the colour and how it looks, but in how it functions. And it's not a dart Michael will probably end up playing with, but it's certainly one I think he'll be very proud of.
Yeah, it's true, but that's why I just said I only can play with one set of darts, and of course I'm going to try. I just finished the World Championship yesterday, so now it's time for me to
experiment.
Yes, for the new season and everything, and of course I got a little holiday in between somewhere, not for a few days, to get my head sorted for the new year, but also to make sure my new set of darts gonna be right, and you can play with every set. So, but I've been involved in every
all the steps,
all the designs, and that's also why it's called MVG design.
Right, let's learn more about Absolute. What's the story with this one, Simon?
Well, Absolute was what we thought Michael was actually going to choose originally as his first dart, because when he came over to us in Wales, he'd explained to Lee what he wanted, and Lee had come up with the perfect set of darts. And when you're fitting some of the darts, I don't look at what they're hitting, I tend to look at the facial expression, the throw, and Michael just looked, he beaming, he looked really happy, and I thought, this is the dart. But as is Michael's way, he's carried on and pushed on past that. So Absolute, and this is everything we run with MVG design through the top end of the darts, is about bringing your A game, because no one does it better than Michael, but it's how a player in the street gets their A game. And they can be dedicated. Their A game may not win them the World Championship, but if it wins them their pub game, that's what we want. And that's what Absolute was about.
Yeah, and not only that, also like the people, of course it's a brand new dart, but the grey in between the rings, that it makes it look a bit old, and that's what I also like. It feels a bit weird feeling, but I love it. But the
mill,
how do you call it? The grip?
The mill.
Yeah, it's such a lovely feeling, but so you need to get used to it. I cannot get used to it within a few weeks, so I need some more time with it. And of course, I have more time now. And now I'm actually allowed to play also with other darts, so that's good for myself and worse for other people, I think.
Right, and another runner.
When I get used to them.
Yeah, another runner, Authentic. Let's look at Authentic. So, Michael, have you made a decision, or how far away are you from making a decision?
I'm not really far away, but I need the next 2 weeks to actually pick. I'm definitely going to switch over to a new set, 100%. But I'm not 100% sure yet which one. So in the next few days, when I had some more practice with them, people will find out anyway on television and on the pro celebrity thing, probably on Saturday. So that's also a nice moment for myself to test things.
Yes.
Because that's really important. You need to actually feel it on stage. You can do whatever in practice, but in practice I throw well with every set of darts.
You've got to feel it right on stage.
You have to.
Do you see it as a challenge?
Of course it's a challenge. I only changed darts 3 times in my life.
Yeah.
So I played with the darts where I'm playing with at the moment 8 years. Since I lost to Andy Hamilton in the UK Open. That's how long ago, because then I threw my old darts in the bush somewhere and took this ones. That's the last time. So that was a great moment for me, because after that I played quite well. So no, it's of course it's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge for myself.
Yeah.
But as you know, I love challenges.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I get
the Winmau makes me very handy.
Yeah, I get the impression.
Everything I ask for, they do it.
I get the impression you're enjoying the challenge.
Simon twice because he doesn't listen.
That's Vince's fault on the budget.
Yeah. I do get the impression you're enjoying the challenge because you want to test yourself.
Yeah. But you need to get tested in life.
Yeah.
And I think that only makes you bet on the long run. Someone always tells me in a text after every tournament, not every tournament, let's say I lose like yesterday, he said, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
And it's true. And you need to look in the long run. And of course you don't need to make decisions very quickly, but I won't. But I will change. But it takes a little bit of time, but it will be good.
And with your new darts, you'll be able to prove Barry Hearn wrong and go on and amass all those titles.
Not only him, there's a few others as well, but whatever dart I play with, I know I can beat anyone anyway. But that's also the belief I got in myself, and that's what you also need to have.